Hello, welcome to the Rosewood Dead of Night. This is episode 12. You're here with Isadora in a somewhat empty cabaret other than the ghost of Leah. Yeah, not supposed to be there. And this is my first time going to the cabaret and pretending to be the bartender instead of having the bartender gig mod. Because again, as I said last episode, it broke completely. So, okay, get off your phone, you're on the job. Okay, we're making a drink for her so that at least we're still technically being a bartender. And we've got another bartender trying to be here, but I'm gonna send her away. That's gonna happen all night. I technically did give this outfit to her just now for her new bartender outfit. It's not like super professional, but I don't really care. She's sparkly. Just before I started recording, we got a call from Rio saying he was really stressed at work and calling just to tell her that he loves her, which is cute. Which is very valid, actually, because, oh my gosh, go away. Because when he's at work, he is pretty close proximity with Nathaniel, and he hasn't actually seen Nathaniel. For some reason, he's here in my contacts. I don't like that. You know, did turn into a whole human. Felix is here. Most supportive dad in the world, really. Things are really quiet in here. Can we get some music? Yeah, this is definitely a huge downgrade from the mod that I had. She's also not going to get any money from this, so I don't really know what we're going to do about money. Look who else is here. Right now she's doing her dead language thing. We've also got Rachel and Felix here, so it's a real parental party. I think we're gonna want to talk a little bit to Pandora after we work. We want to talk to her about what we're gonna do from here, because obviously we know that Nathaniel probably purposely hid those catacombs, and that's extremely weird and extremely suspicious. It'd be very dangerous for Isadora to mention it, and it would definitely be dangerous for Pandora to mention it as well, because she's kind of been rebelling against his system for a while now, and you know, we know some of his secrets. Wow, we've got some push-uppers and trash searchers, and Elena's here. Ooh, has to be a romantic partner. We probably will do that soon. In fact, we're definitely going to be going on a date with her very soon during this episode. Oh, it's 3 a.m. I had no idea. I guess we should probably call it a time, even though it is bustling. I don't want to work after 3-ish. Whoa, 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 whoa. What was that? Did this ghost just plummet into the ground like a meteor? I didn't know that was a thing. The DJ headliner? What is going on? I'm so confused right now. I've never seen that before in my life. Okay, everybody's leaving. The club must close at 5 because, yeah. So we're going to discuss for a second about how we aren't really sure about how or if we should confront Nathaniel. Isadora definitely wouldn't be in the conversation, but they don't really seem to have any more leads except for maybe going back to the gargoyle repository. But if the curator wanted to be more specific or tell us more about the catacombs, he probably would have. We don't know why he was so cryptic, and we don't know why he gave us a hint, but I guess we should be grateful. He's trying to help us somehow. Pandora isn't exactly sure where to go from here, but she knows that seeking out Nathaniel and telling him about it is not the answer. He is already stinking fuming from Rio, and he still is, you know, fuming over that because he hasn't even been able to find Rio. I think Rio's been very evasive, been hiding in, like, hotels, for the most part not showing up to work. He apparently did show up to work earlier today, but he's been avoiding Nathaniel at all costs because, well, he's a very powerful vampire and somewhat familial figure who really didn't want him to become human. Saying another thing that's going to, like, anger him like crazy is definitely not the move. But that leaves us kind of unsure of where to go from here. Alright, we're home. It's 6 a.m. and I'm gonna try to get a little bit of sleep because her energy is actually great. I don't know what's up with her, but sometimes her energy is amazing, and I don't really get it, but I will be grateful for it, because I don't really like making my Sims sleep. It's not very fun. But later today, like midday, we're gonna have little adventure because Rio is going to try to have his first gig outside of the cabaret. He has never been able to do that because he really was in Nathaniel's clutches as a vampire, and now he's trying his best to be as free as possible. Felix got a promotion, that's nice. I think I'm gonna have to invite Rio over beforehand because I need to make sure that he's got a guitar in his inventory and stuff. He was just about to cry in our bed for some reason, which makes me sad. I think he's just really like the stress of Nathaniel being right around the corner at any moment is just so spooky and upsetting. He's serenading her. He is just plaguing his mind, and hopefully it doesn't plague his mind too much while he's going on his gig, because obviously that'd be sad, and this is a huge moment for him. Whatever conversation Nathaniel ends up having with Rio once they inevitably interact, probably real emotional turmoil, like just super unpleasant. I did see the option to woohoo pop up here last time I clicked on her. She hasn't actually done that before, which is really surprising, not to shame her, but it's like she flirted with Rio and Elena so much autonomously as she is doing now. I just had her embrace him because that was, oh my god. I'm gonna take this as he envisions being with her forever, but absolutely not. Thank you for asking me, Rio. I appreciate you asked me because the answer is no. Anyway, let's head to the site of his first gig. Sorry to interrupt your flirting, guys. Alrighty, we are here. It's just a cute little coffee house. It reminds me of one that I go to. Quite fond memories of that place. It's got like an open mic. We're gonna order some food and drinks to go while... It seems like we're already... Okay, I don't know what she's ordering, but she's feeling extremely flirty. I'd like to wait until there's a few more customers here, maybe, to have him start his gig. They're just flirting away, aren't they? I mean, we can start by busking with guitar, and then I don't know if there's like a microphone, actually. Now, he's got pretty high skills. He has been putting those skills in a lot when at the cabaret, but he's never really been able to show them to anybody outside of the cabaret. The cabaret is somewhat of a popular venue, just the locals of San Myshuno. Obviously, they don't know that it's a vampire nexus, but it is popular, but not popular enough for Rio to feel like he's getting like enough exposure at all. I mean, he's maybe a couple people in San Myshuno know his name, but he is not well known in any capacity. This guy's crying and watching Rio's performance, which I appreciate. I think he might just be having a hard day, but he's really acting like Rio's playing is making him feel things. Oh, that's good. He's gonna get some tips. At least then Isadora will make a little bit of money because she doesn't get money from her job anymore. This guy that was watching him just brought another guy over to watch him, and they gave a tip. We're definitely starting small with Rio, but I think he is excited for like the journey of, you know, becoming a beloved musician. He doesn't mind that he's starting from the beginning because he's allowed to start. Like, he wasn't allowed to start before, now he can, and he doesn't care how long it takes. It's gonna happen, you know? That's how he's feeling. I'm gonna tip him $100, and because I want to see, probably shouldn't have tipped him 100 because that's a lot of money, but I kind of just want to see if it'll go back into, like, if I'll lose 100 and then gain 100. I'm doing this for science purposes, okay? It didn't look like I gained or lost any money, so the game just was lazy and didn't do either. Thank you for your generous donations of $16. I don't know why everybody's donating 16. That is genuinely generous. I just don't know why it's 16. 16 is very specific. I wish he did some singing. Can you... Okay, Soren. I don't really want roughhousing encouraged, especially when there's been attacks recently, and I don't think you do either. This is out of character. Powerful performer perk. That sounds nice. I think he's gonna go as long as he possibly can, get as much viewership as he possibly can. She's so pretty, but she keeps ordering like 5 things in a row and then not getting anything, which has nothing to do with her being pretty. I don't know why I said that. I think we're gonna be doing this kind of soon in my my Periwinkle series. That's coming back hopefully shortly enough. What's our mom doing here, and why is she holding her stomach like that? She looks like she's in a lot of pain. Are you okay, girl? Ew. Okay, no more coffee. Oh, look. Looks like our papa and mom are here. both like straight after work. Maybe they come here often. I don't know. She wanted to call earlier, didn't she? Or was that Rachel? Or she is Rachel. I wonder is Rachel gonna... Oh, Rachel just tipped. I don't know if she even knows that this is like the day we're with, but Felix also just tipped. Oh, they're such nice people. They're still such kind souls, tipping him for his beautiful... I mean, he is talented. He is talented. He's doing a good job, so it's not like charity work. But, I mean, it can't hurt to talk a little bit to Rachel. Never mind, I guess. I was gonna say it's, fine if we talk to Rachel a little bit while Rio is busking, but nope, they're gone. You're doing great, sweetie. I did just realize that she is neutral about having children. I'm gonna go ahead and change that. I don't think she'd be opposed to having a family someday, but she's literally, like, trapped in this vampire town and in extreme danger. So I think, that's fair, and she doesn't have to worry about that anyway, because her love interests are vampires, or women vampires. So, well, I guess Rio isn't anymore. And I suppose infertility is a feature of vampirism that would be reversed because it's a, like, trait of being dead, and he's not dead anymore. Okay, it's 8 p.m., so it's pretty late, but I think we're gonna have him, like, just stop jamming because he's just been doing it forever. And we'll get some snacks just to, celebrate and just have a sit. We'll order a croissant for Rio. I think Isadora's already had, like, 4 snacks while he was busking, so we might just sit with him while he eats his snack. Oh my goodness, okay, Rio is now a 1-star celebrity. I wasn't expecting that so soon. I'll say that means he's just becoming a name locally. Probably just like, oh, Rio Casimir is playing at this coffee shop, and we know he's, like, a good local, but he hasn't actually, like, released music, and he's just kind of notable in the area, We are going to tell him that we are proud of him, ask him, how it feels, how it was he super nervous? Because, I mean, he's very used to being on stage, but that stage has always been the cabaret stage, so I don't know. So as we're sitting here, somebody has shown up. We're gonna pretend that he did not show up in a puff of smoke because there's other people here. Rio isn't really saying much, he's just letting Nathaniel scream at him. Poor guy dislikes arguments. He's gonna try to do a little explain, but civility is just not working. Isadora does notice something when she's looking at him going off at Rio. He has a tattoo that is looking extremely familiar now. So now Isadora's thinking, wait, that was the symbol on the catacomb walls, and I swear I've seen it somewhere else before too. But this has to confirm Nathaniel does know about the catacombs, and he is at least related to it. I think Isadora has had enough of hearing this. She's going to tell him that is enough. He looks shocked for a second that Isadora dare talk back to him, and then starts to chew her out. You, don't get me started on you. You just poke and prod your way into everything like a fucking parasite. Should have forced a blood vow on you when I had the chance. He doesn't know what that means, but she's a little scared. But he is stomping right off. He's done with us. Rio, poor Rio, is trying to stop freaking out in the mirror because I think he's really freaking out right now. I know Isadora's going to do the same thing. Rio is actually feeling really angry now that Nathaniel turned his anger at Isadora. It should be no surprise, but he's just disgusted. Oh no, and now she's actually being insulted by Rio. And now she's bawling her eyes out because I didn't really expect that. I didn't make him do that. I think he's just a little caught up in the moment. Maybe he's a little upset too that she got in the conversation because it can only put her in danger. It looks like Rachel's back for some reason. I think we're going to head home because what else is there to do? I think Rio might need some space now because he was angry enough to lash out at Isadora a little bit, which is unexpected. He's never done that before. And honestly, Isadora really didn't need that after Nathaniel came after her. And also after, she's done a lot for Rio. And I know it was a passing moment. And I'm pretty sure he's going to apologize next time we meet because that's just who he is. That's really hurtful still. But I do think something is bothering her other than Rio. Something's bothering her that Nathaniel had said. Blood vow? He should have forced a blood vow on her when he had the chance? The phrase itself sounds a little bit terrifying. Yeah, she doesn't really know what that means, but that sounds like something that would put her in danger. I think Nathaniel is just so sick of her getting meddled in these vampire affairs. For some reason, she gets, like, just so under his skin more than just an annoying... Oh, shoot. Okay, I forgot to pay her bills. Oh, right, that's the garbage. He's really that upset about her, why he hasn't actually done anything, and he himself is like, I should have done this thing that Isadora doesn't really know what it is when I had a chance. Why don't you have a chance anymore? What even is a blood vow? Like, what are we doing here? What's going on? Tomorrow is definitely going to be a Elena day. We're feeling a little hurt by Rio. I don't want to stay away from him for too long though, because I know he's probably really hurting too over everything Nathaniel said. He was very, very harsh to Rio, and they have always had a difficult relationship, but I don't think things can really come back from what Nathaniel would see as the ultimate betrayal, which is becoming human. He probably knows that Isadora is involved in Rio becoming human. After all, he did just do so after she arrived, and she's been very involved with everything. He's probably starting to suspect that she has done some things behind his back. Like, he probably doesn't know for sure that she's gone into the archive or anything. He probably does have a suspicion something like that going on. Some people are helping her that shouldn't be helping her. She knows more than she should. We're just doing some grooving, getting our feelings out. That's what she and Elena tend to do. So maybe we should invite Elena over to group with us then. I mean, I kind of want to spend the whole day with her if that's all right. I'm sure you guys won't complain. Oh, she's crying. Oh. She's talking to herself in the mirror even though she can't see herself, trying to hype herself up, probably trying not to be too much of a bummer since, you know, Isadora invited her over. She's trying to enlighten herself so she can actually, like, enjoy time with her and also not burden Isadora. Why? You're so sad. I feel so bad. Would you like to dance with us? When Kira died, we also boogied it out a little bit. I mean, we didn't boogie it out, we were still pretty sad, but I like to do some sad boogies. There obviously isn't too much we can do during the day with Elena. We might have to stay in our apartment, unfortunately. Because going anywhere takes a route through the sunlight, and as we know from Pandora, from showing Pandora the city limits, that can just be very risky. She's really grooving over here. Love it. I think we can order plasma packs on the computer. I'm wondering if maybe, I don't know if this would be like a nice labor of love, but I think it might be, to order maybe like plasma packs and make her like a fancy little drink with it that she actually can consume. We don't have that much money in our pockets, so we have to be careful, but oh, they're so cute. And Elena's still a vampire. Obviously, but might offer a massage. We could both use one. But we'll offer because we are a good unofficial girlfriend. We need to become official. We need to become official at this point, don't we? I get lost. I don't know where the option is. I just don't want her to feel left out, because if we're going to spend all day with her, we're going to have to eat a little. Trashly Real Person's here again. Girl, go away. Yeah, so we can make a Plasma Jane for her. I'm pretty sure that that'll be safe for her to consume. I'm pretty sure, because it's just using plasma fruit. I don't think we needed to get all of these plasma packs then, but maybe we keep them around so that Elena can have them whenever she's at our house. You know, we could put them in our fridge, and she can take one out whenever she needs it, because maybe she'll be around a lot. Hopefully she'll be around a lot. We love having her around. The drink is excellent quality, so hopefully she enjoys it. Probably got to avoid the lime on the side, but she apparently ate it, so hopefully that doesn't cause her stomach issues, but she should be okay. It says she's late for work, but I had her take a day off, so not true, but also she works at night, so the game is just being weird like it is. Gosh, I feel bad. There's not that much to do in this apartment. Okay, we've got some things to do. Asked to be a romantic partner to start, because I can never find the stinking option. Oh my gosh, look at how high that jump is. She's so happy. Please let me take a screenshot. Please let me take a screenshot. Hello, please. Honey, I don't think that's gonna work. Elena is unseeable on camera. Okay, very, very, very cute. And then, you know, we are, in love with my best friend. I bet she does feel that way. She's never had a friend this close as a human. This really is a unique experience for her. But listen, okay, we are stuck inside this apartment. We don't really have anything else that we can go do. So, let's utilize the apartment a little bit. How about that? Because I think it's about time. Elena, what are you doing? Sleeping? Okay, we can wait until after you sleep, but I would... Oh, her vampire energy is low. Okay, yeah, we can let you sleep a little bit, and Isadora will just do whatever, you know, if Elena needs to build up her vampire energy, but after that, I'm gonna have them woohoo, because I want them to, and maybe that's one pro of being stuck in the apartment. I'm trying to make it not a horrible thing that they are stuck here, but they are objectively stuck here, and it is funner to go out and can't with Elena, and that just makes us feel bad for Elena, because I think having Rio and Elena around kind of makes Isadora understand that she probably wouldn't want to be a vampire. Which is good, because she's not going to become one, she thinks. There's some unpredictable factors here. It was a bit relaxing. We were yelled at by a master vampire yesterday, as well as our boyfriend, which is almost worse. He just insulted her once, so maybe he called her like stupid or something for getting involved with the conversation with angry Nathaniel. Soren is being so weird this episode. Alright, Elena has gotten up. I forgot this was an option, but I kind of want to sweetheart dance together. Who is that? Can I not sweetheart dance with my sweetheart? Because that is not our sweetheart, whoever in the world that is. But yeah, I feel like now is actually a really good time, and they agree. For first woohoos. Woo! Woohoo! It is both of their first woohoos. I'm surprised Isadora didn't do it without me knowing, to be honest, but because she did her first kiss without me knowing. I'm not sour about it at all. It's okay. Wow. Ash, should we have a baby? I don't think so. So they've got this opposites attract thing here. What traits is that referring to? I guess gloomy, party animal, self-assured. They kind of do conflict a bit, but I don't know exactly what the moodlet's referring to. So Isadora's enjoying her time with Elena, but she's feeling a little weird. She's just not feeling well. She's feeling drowsy and fatigued, and she's got a bit of a headache. And when, in the bathroom just trying to figure out how to feel better, in the absence of Elena, she was no longer distracted, and now she is back to thinking about... Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were going to the bathroom. She's back to thinking about Rio and Nathaniel. Elena gets it. It's time to dance it off, I think. Elena, they're gonna get makeovers next episode, which is kind of exciting since we've had these for quite a while, since it was 10 months ago when Dead of Night 10 was recorded. And we've looked like this since episode 7, so it would be fun to switch it up a bit. I'm terrified to use this option because I feel like it's just gonna be weird and embarrassing. I'd rather embarrass myself in front of Rio or something for some reason, so maybe we'll save that for him if we ever do get the courage to do that. Oh, well, no, we are not neighbors, not even in the slightest. We are actually very far away from each other, but it is nice to see you because we've seen most of our parents today, not Isaac, but we've seen Felix and Rachel multiple times. We saw Sasha today as well. So seeing Winona could be nice, and she has a gift for us. I'd love to have a gift, I appreciate that. They say they want to hang out for a bit, which... I don't want to interrupt our time with Elena too much, but I also don't want to show off Bo. A quintessential vanilla cupcake. Only normal quality for a quintessential cupcake? Okay, why can't I put it... Okay, I guess I'll just eat it. Hey honey, it's Mom, when are you gonna visit? I put all my love and effort into raising you. I bet they all wrote this text together. I can't, because she literally can't. It was nice talking to you. I feel bad about that. I understand, you're a busy, successful young lady now. I guess my girl grew up to be just like me. I miss you though. I'll always be there if you need me, okay? I feel like that's a little bit more in Rachel's voice, but they definitely do all, think she's successful, and they don't mind that she's staying in the city, but they do get a little, worry about her a little bit, or a lot, even. I don't know what a quintessential cupcake means, so, well, it means that you can eat it in one bite, apparently. Elena's in our bed. I feel like this is kind of her bed now, too. She sleeps in it a lot, and I don't mind at all. But if she's sleeping, I guess I could hang out with at least Winona, but I don't actually know where Winona went. Oh, they're in my bathtub. Got it. We have the really hot parents. Not to be weird. Obviously, Isadora isn't the one thinking that. That's me. I don't know why I said we, though. I should have said she. That would make it less weird. She's still feeling a little bit off like she was earlier, but she's definitely going to try to hide it from Winona because Winona's not really aware of the vampire situation, and we would like to keep it that way. Which honestly feels horrible because, she really does trust them, and I feel like she definitely would want to tell them things because they're very supportive. She can't imagine it being anything other than endangering for her family. And I don't think her parents are necessarily more equipped to deal with vampires than her. Oh my gosh, now we're dancing out the problems with Winona. See, it started with just Elena, but we're passing it on to the rest of the family. Okay, it looks like Winona would like to leave. We're stopping them for a hug first, but it seems like they want to leave. How's Elena doing? Oh, I forgot, she's in my household, so that actually makes a lot of sense why she's sleeping in my bed, because this is her bed right now. She doesn't have another bed. Isadora's parents really wanted to see her. Why couldn't she make a little time to visit? She's feeling sad because she doesn't have the time to go visit them, but that's not quite the problem. Doing some party tricks now for some reason. That was really cringe. I think you got it from your dad, to be honest. Oh, we can actually do the sweetheart dance with her now. Well, we're feeling really, really uncomfortable now when we're up. Even worse than before, but I think we're doing it in here for some reason and not by the boombox, but that's okay. It does look interesting in the mirrors. Her arms are a little weird, aren't they? I don't think they're supposed to be looking like that, but it's okay. They are being super cute, but I think Elena does notice that Isadora isn't feeling the best. She asks, and Isadora's like, oh, it's nothing. I'm just not feeling well, and something happened earlier that is really getting to me. Elena is pretty concerned, despite, it's pretty normal for somebody to have a day where they're not feeling well. She's still pretty concerned. Isadora feels bad for making her worry. She feels like they can't just have a normal day without lingering sadness and tenseness. But Elena gently pushes to know more. She knows Isadora's been doing some investigating, and she does want to help if she can. Please tell me what's going on. I just want to help. There are a lot of things for Isadora to explain, but she's going to explain everything. The investigation she's done with Pandora, the repository and the tablet, and she'll also mention things that she hasn't told anybody yet, like a strange wound that she got the other day that healed up suspiciously quickly. What are we doing? Okay, I guess after that talk they want to do woohoo again. Okay, honestly, good for you. But Elena is going to reassure her that she's going to try her best to help Isadora figure out what's going on. Kind of thinking today we might do some Soren-related things, because he knows Nathaniel. He might know what the tattoo means. Now that we know that the tattoo symbol is in the catacombs, we can ask people if they know what the tattoo means, because that's kind of a big deal. We never really asked before because I don't think Isadora realized that is so prevalent everywhere. And, a lot of people have tattoos. He has other tattoos on his body. Nathaniel does. So it's not something we ever really thought about. But now that we are thinking about it, maybe we can ask somebody like Soren about it, and it does look like Elena's heading out. I think we're just going to get a little bit of rest, and then we'll see what we can talk to Soren about, because it's 2 a.m. I mean, actually, now might be a good time to talk to Soren, but I don't know, I feel like she personally still wants to keep a somewhat human sleep schedule. So Isadora is waking up on the couch. She did not fall asleep on the couch. We will have some breakfast, but looking out the window, it's a lot darker than, I think it would be for, the time she's waking up. So she checks the clock. It's 12:50. The next day, she fell asleep 20 hours ago. Her needs are all fine. She doesn't even have to go to the bathroom, and she's not even hungry. But you think she would be if she was asleep for 20 hours. She wasn't even that tired when she went to sleep either. This is very weird, and she is a little bit scared. She could have gotten up half asleep to sleep on the couch. Sometimes she would do that as a kid if she had trouble falling asleep, but that doesn't sound right. Again, 20 hours is really strange. She attacked again? I mean, she's back in her house, so probably not. But if she had memory loss like she did before, that could explain the 20 hours that is blocked out of her memory, which I guess she could have been sleeping, but again, her energy was here. You don't need 20 hours to get to here. It's not adding up. She's talking to herself about it in the mirror because she's confused, a little freaked out. I mean, last time she was attacked, she kind of felt great afterwards. She didn't have any problems, but just like how she was feeling earlier, yesterday, she's not feeling well. She's not feeling well this time. She is really confused and pretty scared about it, but maybe that means this would be a good time to talk to Soren. I don't know if we're even going to tell him about this, but if we can get some answers to all the other stuff, maybe we can get some answers to if we got attacked again. I'm gonna ask to see Soren. What the She just did a backflip. Why? Let's sit with him then. And you know what? I feel like inviting over Pandora too. She's kind of been involved in this too, so. We don't know if Pandora or Soren has noticed the hand tattoos and the similarities between the fact that it was on the archive wall. Pandora probably didn't notice because she probably would have said something when we were down there. So she's going, girl, I was gonna say you're going to talk, you're not going to move. Whatever. Okay, sure. Okay, they just wanted to sit by each other and give each other hugs. Okay, I see. I see how it is. So she's gonna ask Soren, oh my gosh, sit down! We are going to ask Soren what he knows about Nathaniel's hand tattoo. He's like, I don't really know what it means, but I have seen it a lot. I figured it is a vampire symbol for vampires that have been around for a certain amount of time ago, for like senior vampires or something, as all the people with them seem to be vampires much longer than I have. To think of it. The first time I ever saw it and realized Nathaniel wasn't the only one who had it was these strange vampires Nathaniel once hosted at the Cabaret. They were actually the ones who told me about the translation of the tablet. They all had the tattoo. It definitely slightly unsettled me at the time, but a lot's been going on. I guess I forgot. Do you know who those vampires are now? Pandora asks. Soren doesn't look so sure. Maybe? Don't really know for sure. But I can take you there if you really want to go. We can see if they're there and ask some questions. Okay, we can all go then, Isadora says. But Pandora admits that she probably won't be able to go. It will probably just have to be Isadora and Soren because another body was found at the Cabaret. And she has a lot of things to deal with once that happens. She's concerned that whoever's doing it is definitely picking up the pace a little bit. And Isadora's got the stripes. Okay, well, we'll get her some medicine then. I wonder if this is related to how awful she's been feeling. She took the medicine and is automatically cured of her stripes because that's how the game works, and it's annoying, but she is not cured of the crappiness she's been feeling. She definitely, it's still there, and it's becoming bothersome. So I love this. We're thinking a little bit because we're gonna have to ask some questions to those vampires when we meet them, assuming that they are where Soren thinks they are. We're gonna have to ask them some questions, and I can imagine those questions might mention the catacombs. And Soren doesn't know about the catacombs, and I think maybe we should tell him if we're going to be asking all those questions in front of him. So we might have to have a chat. Dora can't stay for long because she really is a little busy with stuff at the club. So we can sit with Soren and try to explain the fact that his boss has hidden catacombs under the Cabaret. Probably not what he's expecting to hear when they sit down. It's kind of risky to tell him what he saw, but we kind of have to, and at this point he seems a little trustworthy. He definitely has some of his own judgment apart from Nathaniel, which we weren't really sure about at first, but... So we'll just start with, so the tablet we showed you. It had some inscriptions underneath the text. I did see that, Soren says, but I really couldn't tell what the hell it was. Yeah, it was a clue, pointing to the archive walls. The archives walls? Wait, you know about the archives? We've got a lot to fill him in on, it seems. If he's kind of going to join part of the team and help us out with this. She's just like, yeah, I know about them. Okay, I guess it doesn't hurt for you to know about them. So Isadora continues. So, we went to check out the walls of the archive, and there was a secret passage. Soren stops for a second. So you went to the archive. Soren doesn't speak for a second. Nathaniel is going to be livid. But Pandora showed you, right? To look for things related to your strange situation? It seems like he kind of understands. Yeah, that led us to investigate some things, and that's how we got the tablet. Soren's trying to take it all in? Okay, so a secret passage? Are you serious? There's no secret passage in the blueprints. Isadora nods. I know. Pandora was shocked too, but it's there. Soren seems a little uneasy. What did you find? It's a catacombs. There were coffins and walls of bones, and that symbol, the symbol on Nathaniel's hand, plastered on the wall. What the fuck? This is clearly too much information for Soren to take in all at once, but we don't really have a choice, do we? I knew Nathaniel had his secrets, but I never thought he is in disbelief. Can you show me? So we are back in the catacombs, this time with Soren. Isadora brought her cold weather gear, hoping she wouldn't get so chilly this time. Soren's gone forward a bit to investigate. He's been silent the whole time with this look of horror and awe on his face. But Isadora is starting to feel really chilly and strange again. It's like the feeling that she has been feeling at home, but a lot worse. Oh, that's so interesting. I had a dream about you last night. You were being followed by Graham. You're in danger, my friend. I feel like he probably doesn't think he's psychic, but he probably is scared that Isadora will be in danger. In Isadora's current situation, she would never, take anything like this to heart, except for the fact that she's being hated by this crazy master vampire and she's got all this stuff going on. She's feeling it right now. And I don't even think they have cell service down here, so we're gonna pretend this happened at a different point. But anyway, she is telling Soren Okay, we really need to go. I need to get out of here. Soren doesn't really understand, but Isadora just tells him something is really wrong when I'm down here. Okay, Soren says. How about we go meet some of the vampires that might know something about this symbol then, huh? Alright, we are here. Oh, fuck. This is why I can't go anywhere with these Sims. Poor Soren. Anyway, see, he's still here. So before we get there, because I can't do this while they're there, otherwise Soren will burn up, he's going to turn to us before going inside to warn us of something. He says, now, we have to be careful. These vampires have taken a more traditional lifestyle from what we know. I won't let them do anything to you, but they might be a little weird. Especially if they're related to all the catacomb stuff. So he's gonna knock on the door while Isadora waits, because who knows what they're gonna be like. They might not be welcoming to Soren, let alone, you know, a human. And you know us, we're always annoying vampires. Specifically just Nathaniel, honestly, because we have 4 vampires who love us. But the outside of this place actually does fit in with San Myshuno. It's not very cute, to be honest, but it does fit in with San Myshuno. But from what Soren told us, they might have a more traditional look going on inside. After speaking for a while, Soren has waved Isadora over. The first thing Isadora notices about this place is that it definitely is giving a more traditional vampire look. And of course, she sees these 3 figures standing over here. Definitely looking like vampires over here. Isadora, this is Wesley, Steffi, and Dillian. They're the ones who told me about the tablet and what it said. Isadora looks at the 3, but they don't seem very talkative. But sure enough, these guys do have the tattoos on their hands. Hi, I'm Isadora. I don't know what Soren's told you, but I have some questions about the cabaret and the catacombs underneath and the symbol on your hands. The vampires are quiet for a moment. You went to the catacombs and there was nothing there? The question almost immediately brings a sickened feeling to Isadora's stomach. What in the world does that mean? That is so spooky and cryptic. She's going to answer. No, was there supposed to be? The vampires, Dillian, mutters to the others. It must have found a way to leave the catacomb. Yes, it must be so. Another vampire replied. I turn back to Isadora. Have you encountered anything strange recently? Isadora has encountered a plethora of strange things recently. So she starts to list them. Vampires existing, not being able to leave San Myshuno, Kira's death, the death report of the waitress, memory gaps, the catacombs, the cure, her injury healing up too fast. One of the vampire's expression changes quite frequently with every new thing she's listing, clearly having some opinions on each of the matters she listed. So, the symbol. What is the symbol on your hands? But these vampires think to seem she already knows too much, and they walk away. Okay, Soren says. Maybe they don't want to talk, but there are a lot of other vampires in this building. We can take a look around, I guess. Well, if there are other vampires, hopefully they didn't hear that whole conversation. They might not be very willing to talk if they already think we know too much. So I guess we're gonna start exploring this place. This place is quite eerie, and even more eerie when she stumbles across this. We've got a vampire dedicated to praying to this shrine, and she's gonna try to get his attention. He is quite focused. Something about this image just sends chills down Isadora's spine. Isadora tries to get his attention a couple times, but once again, he's very focused. Isadora stands here, not sure what to do, until a voice cuts in, scaring her. Sorry he's not responding to you. He's a bit of a devotee. Welcome to our abode. This vampire seems a little bit warmer than the others, so maybe we can ask about the symbol. She starts, and he definitely seems interested in talking about it. This symbol is the most sacred of all. It represents the center of vampirism. It represents the vampire creator, the Almighty, our deity. Vampires did not come from the abyss, you know. The creator may have, but vampires came out of the bite and blood of something far more powerful than us. A vampire deity? We've never heard of that. There was nothing about it in the archives, and none of our vampire friends have ever mentioned it. How could they not know about the creator of vampires if there's a whole household of people who seemingly worship it not so far from the cabaret? We take upon a more traditional lifestyle compared to Soren and the others at the Cabaret because we have a deep connection to the one responsible for all of our immortal power. I had no idea that vampires had a deity or a religion, Isadora says. Oh, well, there are plenty of New Age vampires who have not encountered the divine, nor have they heard the stories. I was not turned by the one who turned the rest of these vampires, and I hadn't experienced all that the other have. I haven't been in the divine presence, though someday I would hope to be lucky enough to. The others say I'll be able to encounter it soon, which I hope's true. Now Isadora's wondering, who turned everybody else? You said everybody except for you was turned by one vampire. Who is that? Well, it was Nathaniel Crow, of course. Nathaniel turned all of these vampires? That must mean he passed down the knowledge of the deity to them, seeing as he came first. But he isn't a traditional vampire, is he? He's the ringleader of the group of vampires that aren't traditional. They try to blend in with the human. So why is he so connected to the traditional vampires? How is he the one that into vampirism and the traditional beliefs? Isadora is a little confused. Nathaniel isn't your deity, is he? The vampire laughs aloud. Nathaniel is a foolish and power-hungry vampire. He got lucky in the beginning is all. He is far, far from the glory of our deity. Okay, then who is your deity? Who is our deity? He looks off to the distance. It's too difficult to explain to a mere human mind. Isadora rolls her eyes. Try me. The vampire shakes his head. I mustn't. The word is far too sacred to share with a human anyway. Although, you don't seem quite the part. What? Isadora is not quite sure what he's saying. I don't seem quite human? Gustavo nods. Excuse me? Please elaborate. Isadora cannot believe he just said that, and she's very concerned. He shakes his head. Nothing. You just surround yourself with vampires, don't you? That must be it. Isadora notices movement from the corner behind Gustavo. There's a vampire there, and when he sees Isadora, he looks terrified. He runs off. So Isadora runs after him, kind of leaving Gustavo in the dust. As she tries to go after that strange, scared vampire, she has to stop because she needs to do a little bit of a double take here. There is a human on the couch who kind of clearly doesn't belong here, who is being watched by one of the vampires, but now she is looking at Isadora. So, what's with the human on the couch? The unconscious one? Isadora asks. She is our food for the night. We hired her for upkeeping services and then had ourselves a little feast. We don't often leave our home, so we have them come to us. That doesn't sound very ethical, but Isadora knows it's probably useless to argue ethics with traditional vampires who have, at this point, spent an eternity drinking blood from helpless humans. So she's going to continue through. In the dining room, it seemed Soren was trying to talk to the initial 3 vampires that walked in, but they have reverted to just whispering to each other in the corner. She hears them whispering amongst themselves, though they clearly don't want her to hear. These vampires have been holed up in this place for quite some time, so they don't exactly have their quiet whispers perfected. She has the scent on her. It's damn strong, too. And nothing was in the catacombs. Out of nowhere comes in the vampire who is running from us, and he starts whispering to them in a fashion Isadora actually can't hear. They give Isadora a bit of a weird look, and they all leave. It seems as if that vampire that ran from us has been going around whispering something to everybody, because there's almost nobody left down here. There are just these 2 vampires left, one of which is the one that was worshipping earlier. Oh, and it looks like this lady's up. Okay, I think I'm gonna make sure she gets out then. Bye-bye. The woman approaches us, and she says, I have an offering to provide. Take this. Offering? Or what? Why are you giving it to me? She just walks away. Isadora's confused and pissed off. This vampire narrows his eyes at Isadora and says, you should leave. And I would have to agree. So we're back at Isadora's place. They're gonna talk a little bit, but first I'm gonna have Soren do some drinking because he is very low on energy and very thirsty. So we can actually use these plasma packs we got earlier. Just sipping it like fruit punch. It really is kind of funny. Much better than whatever those other vampires were doing though. First, I think Isadora was going to rant a little bit. What were they talking about? Cryptic bullshit won't get us anywhere. We are here, we know most of the story, so just fill us in. What is this scent they keep mentioning, and what the fuck is going on? She's like, just so tired of this cryptic stuff. She's done. She's so done. Soren just nods along. I think he's actually a lot more used to cryptic bullshit compared to her because he's been around Nathaniel his whole life. I try to fill him in on everything that she heard while he was talking to the vampires who told him about the tablet. And all of this is very much news to Soren. There is a vampire creator? I mean, I guess they have to come from somewhere, but I never thought, what is it? Who is it? I don't know. They wouldn't tell me. It's something they seem to revere as a deity of sorts. Well, you're right about Nathaniel being involved. I had no idea Nathaniel turned anyone but Pandora, Rio, and I, but I suppose there is a lot I don't know about him. But it seems like there's a lot I don't know about vampires, too. I thought I knew about vampires, but it's starting to sound like I really don't. I sit in silence for a moment, really not knowing where to go from here. The things we learned today are really big bits of information, but we just don't really know what to do with them. And Isadora, listen, I wanted to apologize for my behavior in the beginning of all of this. It's difficult to realize when you don't know everything, you actually know a lot less than you think you did, and it's really difficult to turn my back on Nathaniel after everything he's taught me, and Nathaniel and his version of this world was all I've really ever known. In the beginning, I thought I was trying to take care of you. I was giving you warnings that I thought nobody else was giving you, but I don't think I was of much help, and I really didn't understand the situation that you were going through. I know among my roommates, I'm definitely a bit of the odd one out. I'm sure there are many things that you entrusted the others to that you hesitated to tell me, and I understand that, and I'm sorry. I know I've been, for lack of a better term, shady, but you're just investigating things that, I would really like an answer to them too. You have my support despite Nathaniel's... Oh, hi, Elena. Despite Nathaniel's opposition. I don't really care if Elena hears our conversation, but Soren might, so we'll try to wrap it up soon, but there is something I need to talk about with Soren. So, long story short, I had a bit of a heated conversation with Nathaniel, and he mentioned that he should have forced me into a blood pact? I didn't understand what it meant, and I didn't have the chance to ask Rio. A blood vow? I haven't heard that phrase in a bit. Blood vows are a traditional vampire way to keep humans who come across vampires to keep their mouths shut. In return for freedom from the vampire, the human must give some of their blood to make a vow, to obey a command given by the vampire, which is typically to keep their mouth shut about vampires. Breaking the vow gives the vampire permission, in traditional vampire law, to kill with no consequences. In traditional vampire-full societies, but Nathaniel has included the Cabaret in this rule because, well, he kind of makes the rules around here. I always advise Nathaniel to not do them. Now that he thinks about it, though, it is very strange Nathaniel didn't do a blood vow on her. He threatened her, but he didn't confine her to a vow. He didn't do much of anything to her. He has been known to do it before, too. A blood vow sounds like a very, very easy way for him to control what Isadora does. Oh, okay, he's crying. And now emoting. Okay. It seems he does want something bad to happen to you. No offense, but it's kind of obvious. So why hasn't he acted at all? It almost seems like he's waiting for something. Desperately waiting for something to happen so he can act. Because if I know Nathaniel to do anything, it's act. I'm not sure why Elena is here, but she is always welcome. Seems like Soren's going to be heading out now, which makes sense because we are no longer alone, but we also are probably done with that conversation for now, at least. We're going to talk a little bit to Elena. I think we might fill her in on just the things that have happened since we last spoke to her, because she seemed a bit concerned about us, and I wonder what she would think about the really weird experience we had earlier with the memory loss. Okay, we're evil laughing. She's very comfortable around Elena, that's for sure. Elena is, to say the least, very concerned. She's just listening to Isadora rant again, and she is very surprised to hear about the vampire creator situation as well. It seems like none of our roommates knew a thing about that. Also, sorry, there's a lawnmower going in, out my window, so kind of a weird time to go to sleep, but I don't really think I cared. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you for a fun episode 13. This episode is a bit of a calm before the storm, so I hope you're ready. I'm not ready. It's going to be difficult, but I'm going to do my best and try to have a lot of fun, because this series is fun. please, if you're so inclined, leave a comment because I love to read them and it literally makes my day when I get a single comment. See you next time. Goodbye.